Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Warriors fans are looking to win another championship to celebrate in San Francisco. The current roster is good, but they still need another star to help Stephen Curry decide games. Giannis Antetokounmpo is the player that is being pursued by several teams, and pairing this star with Curry will be phenomenal. Giannis Antetokounmpo and Stephen Curry together will make a high-level duo and could lead the team to regain its dynasty. Rumors: Warriors send Draymond Green and other players to bring Giannis Antetokounmpo. Since 2021, the Milwaukee Bucks have yet to replicate their championship run. Although the addition of Damian Lillard reignited some hope of adding more gold to the Giannis Antetokounmpo era, things have been disappointing at best. Outside of an NBA Cup title, the Bucks have struggled to piece together a solid championship campaign. Unfortunately, their title hopes took an even bigger hit when Lillard was diagnosed with a deep vein thrombosis, sidelining him indefinitely. 81.7K. Although Giannis has always publicly expressed his loyalty to Milwaukee, any superstar wouldn't want to waste away his prime years for a team that could barely contend for a title. If there's a team that the Greek Freak would want to play for, there's no question that the Golden State Warriors would be an intriguing destination. The Warriors already got busy at this year's trade deadline by getting a disgruntled Jimmy Butler from the Miami Heat. With Curry's closing championship window, the addition of a superstar like Giannis could be the final piece to extend their dynasty. Golden State Warriors trade proposal for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Warriors receive Giannis Antetokounmpo and Tyler Smith. Bucks receive Draymond Green, Gary Payton II, Buddy Hield, Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, 2026 first-round draft pick, and 2028 first-round draft pick. Should the Bucks want to part ways with Giannis, the team is surely going to have a huge asking price for him. One of the teams that can accommodate that request is the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors found a way to preserve their youth when they dealt for Jimmy Butler at the 2025 trade deadline, giving up Andrew Wiggins and Kyle Anderson. But if they were to pursue a generational talent like Giannis, they might have to surrender their building blocks this time around. The Warriors can send out an offer led by Draymond Green to go along with youngsters Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody. Buddy Hield and 2 first-round draft picks should spice up the deal for the Bucks. Although Green would be the most decorated player in that package, the real prizes for Milwaukee will be Kuminga and Moody. Both of them are only 22 years old and have shown a ton of promise. It will only be natural for Giannis to take his talents to a certified contender. Playing alongside superstars Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler would be an ideal destination for him to position himself toward another championship. In addition to Giannis, the Bucks can also throw Tyler Smith for salary-filling purposes. Although giving up Green would be a huge blow to the Warriors franchise and fanbase, the team must be willing to do whatever it takes to maximize Curry's window. In fact, they already gave up one half of the Splash Brothers in Klay Thompson. Hence, giving up the former Defensive Player of the Year, who's clearly not getting any younger, would be the next natural choice. By surrounding Curry with 2 generational talents in Butler and Giannis, the Warriors will put themselves in a prime position to extend their dynasty. It would be an ultimate win-now move that the Warriors front office has hesitated to push. While Butler's addition to Golden State's rotation has done wonders for the team's title hopes, a championship-less campaign this year could finally be the last straw that would prompt the front office to pursue a third star in Giannis. Assembling a big three of Giannis, Curry, and Butler would make life so much easier for the best shooter in the world. The addition of Giannis would further alter the already competitive landscape of the Wild Western Conference. In fact, just imagine the amount of space that Curry will have when both Giannis and Butler threaten their opponents with their elite rim slashing. Stephen Curry has more single-digit games in last 3 seasons than LeBron James in 22-year career. Stephen Curry's greatness is unquestioned. He's revolutionized basketball with his deep shooting and dazzling handles, changed the geometry of NBA defenses, and brought Golden State 4 championships. Yet, even a player of his stature isn't immune to an off night, and lately, they've been a bit more frequent than fans are used to. In fact, Curry now has 9 single-digit scoring games over the last 3 seasons, a shocking stat when you compare it to LeBron James, who has had only 8 such games in his entire 22-year career. That stat has stunned NBA fans and stirred up heated discussions online, especially after Curry's brutal showing in the Warriors' 106-96 loss to the Houston Rockets. Curry finished with just 3 points on 1 of 10 shooting, his second game this season with fewer than 10 points, and it couldn't have come at a worse time as the Warriors continue fighting for playoff seeding in a tight Western Conference. While LeBron James extended his legendary streak of 1,289 consecutive games scoring in double digits, the longest such run in NBA history, Curry's inconsistency has begun to raise eyebrows. This isn't to say he isn't still a superstar. Just last week, Curry was averaging over 40 points per game in a stretch that included a 50-point eruption. But the volatility in his production is becoming harder to ignore. Curry's scoring dips have often come against elite, switch-heavy defenses that deny him space and smother him at the point of attack. Against Houston, Amen Thompson was the defensive architect. The second-year Rocket hounded Curry all game, denying airspace and forcing rushed shots and turnovers. Social media lit up with jokes and memes, many praising Amen for playing defense on Curry like it was Game 7 of the finals. There's a growing sentiment that Curry's bad games don't get the same scrutiny as LeBron's rare off nights, and this stat only fuels that narrative. 9 single-digit games in 3 years versus LeBron's 8 in 2 decades puts into perspective the consistency, durability, and floor that James brings every single night. For Curry, it's not time to panic, he's still a top-tier offensive weapon. But these lows are becoming harder to ignore, especially when they come at critical points in the season. With the Warriors now tied in the standings with the Clippers, Timberwolves, and Grizzlies for seeds 5 through 8, they can't afford many more off nights from their superstar. And while one bad game doesn't define Curry, the comparison to LeBron's unbreakable double-digit scoring streak is a stark reminder. True greatness isn't just about how high your peaks go, it's about how rarely you fall. Golden State Warriors get positive injury news before Phoenix Suns matchup. The end of the NBA regular season is near. Most teams have just 4 games remaining on their schedule. The Golden State Warriors happen to be in the thick of an incredibly tight race, which is the number 4 through number 8 seeds being just a half game apart. The Warriors are the number 6 seed with a 46-32 record, which leaves them right in the middle of the race. Their remaining 4 games are quite important because of such. Golden State has a coming matchup against the Phoenix Suns, who are 35-43 on the season while being slated to miss the play-in tournament altogether. After that, the Warriors have the San Antonio Spurs, Portland Trail Blazers and LA Clippers on the schedule to round out their 2024-25 campaign. Golden State Warriors Steph Curry and Draymond Green copyright Nathan Ray Seabeckamane Images and #169, Nathan Ray Seabeckamane Images. Needless to say, the playoffs are just around the corner, and Golden State is coming up on quite a pivotal stretch of games, which will determine their positioning in the standings. Ahead of the club's matchup against the Suns, they got tremendous injury news. Warriors get positive injury news before Suns game with the playoffs near. One of the most important factors for postseason success is health. Prior to their upcoming game, the Warriors have a clean injury report, as reported by The Athletic's Anthony Slater. Everyone available for the Warriors tomorrow night in Phoenix, Slater reported. Suns still haven't submitted injury report. Kevin Durant missed the previous 3 games with an ankle sprain. Everyone available for the Warriors tomorrow night in Phoenix. Suns still haven't submitted injury report. Kevin Durant missed the previous 3 games with an ankle sprain. The Suns have been abysmal this season, and they have no reason to rush Kevin Durant back to the hardwood. The former Golden State superstar will likely miss the game. For the Warriors, noting their health is quite important as they can continue to find good form before the playoffs begin.